Get over here!
I've always loved that animation. Like, it's simple and it happens every single time, but I love it. I love the fact that every time Luigi still needs to muster up the courage to enter the mansion at all.
Yeah. It's... because this isn't... I think this game should be considered a horror game. It's a horror game that's not very scary, but I think it's a horror game. I think mechanically it's a horror game.
It might as well be, because, like, you can't call it a platformer, you can't call it, like, some sort of, like, rail shooter, or, like... You can't call it an adventure game. It's basically a horror game, just a very low-key horror.
Yeah, just one for kids that's not very... But, I mean, it still does, like, scares in the same way. It builds up tension.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode 5 of Let's Play Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah, it's been a while, actually. Do you know where you're going?
I know where I'm supposed to go. I'm just kind of, like, seeing if I can... explore a bit and see if I can find any booze or whatnot. Hence my point.
I think there's also a mouse hole in here that
because
you
like
didn't see before.
People in the comments have been hammering at us for the whole like get the cheese and whatnot, you know, that kind of thing.
Well, we weren't doing very good.
We weren't. But again, like this isn't like a 100% playthrough or anything. This is a casual playthrough.
No, but to be fair, we did say we were gonna try and go.
We're gonna try. I never said we were going. I never said we were actually going to succeed.
Also, I really did think that like all of the portrait goats were necessary to finish the game. I didn't realize that some of them were optional.
No, they are missable. So yeah, fun fact about this game that I noticed: loading up a new save, a lot of these things respawn.
Oh, that's cool.
So you could theoretically, keep on save scumming so you can get like infinite money, but we're not gonna do that. Because, one, that would be tedious as heck, and two, that would be dumb.
Wait, I believe if you go back in that room, though, and use the Game Boy Horror... Oh, no, it's the Game Boy Horror. I was thinking this.
Yeah, it's Game Boy. Well, it might... People still call it the Game Boo Horror.
There, to the left. Down. Mouse hole.
Oh.
And it gets you into a super secret treasure room.
You know what? I don't think I've ever known about this.
Now, I don't know why taking a picture of a mouse hole turns it into a portal, but there you go.
Well, I think the Game Boy Horror less takes a picture and more just examines the place.
Yeah, but why does that turn it into a weird... It turns it into its own vacuum.
I don't know. Well, I guess we can just go ahead and open all these and just bask in the riches.
Yeah.
While we're doing that, questions, sir?
Alright, so today's first question is going to come from Tobisaru JC.
Oh, I can't fight this thing, can I? I don't have the fire medallion.
Oh, do you not have it yet?
Or maybe I do, but I don't have any fire.
Yeah, I think you're right. Do you want to come back to this room later?
We're going to have to. Well, let me see if I can get anything else. Okay, yeah, no, it's getting dangerous in here. I gotta go.
Should probably come back later.
How do I get out of here?
I think you might need the Game Boy Horror and try and land on the mouse hole again. Uh-oh. Yeah, because these guys have to be hurt with fire.
There we go. I'm out of here!
Okay, that's kind of rough. I didn't...
Yeah, we need fire.
I didn't know that would happen.
Maybe I have the fire medallion? I do! Okay, there we go. Now we're equipped to fight those things. Okay, that was a little unexpected.
I forgot that we had gotten the fire medallion already. Okay. Well, anyway, our question from...
Oh, come on! I didn't even, like, recover from the freaking...
You gotta always be prepared. You gotta be prepared with some kind of element at all times, I guess.
Ugh.
Usually in rooms where you need one of the elements, there's, like, something nearby that, like, there's, like, a lit candle or something.
Jeez.
Oh, this is down to the wire, man. Be careful. It's a lot harder once they double team you like that.
Oh man, there's still more in here too.
Sorry, Jeremy. I'm waiting for us to get through this room because I think Oscar needs his concentration.
Now I do.
We are at 10% life here.
By the way, now that we're low health, listen.
Is it more scared?
Yeah, his tone becomes more desperate.
Do you need to light the candles?
Oh, you know what? Yeah. You might be right.
Alright, and I'm thinking that last treasure chest probably has another ghost in it.
Probably. Yep. Ugh.
Well, I think we still had a net gain of treasure here. We're just going to need to find some more health.
Oh, look at that! If I can get to it.
Got a sapphire.
A
Got
ruby?
a ruby. Emerald.
I've always liked that, like, jingle. It's very weird, but it's very, like, peppy.
Yeah, it's weird and synthy.
Okay, then. Now we can answer questions!
Yes.
Jeez, man.
So, Toby Saru wanted to know, what dead franchise would you want to be revived?
What dead franchise would I want to be revived?
Yes.
There's a few.
So to call something a dead franchise, I think we need to say that it's, like...
There's
not
no
had a
games
game,
coming out for it anymore.
And, like, yeah... It's been like 5+ years. Health.
There are a few that I can think of. Off the top of my head, one that immediately comes to mind is Jak and Daxter.
That's the same one I was thinking, actually.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of people, like, you know what? Didn't the Rabbid Luigi recently do a countdown about, like, dead franchises?
That must be why I was thinking Jak and Daxter.
Yeah, because he did mention Jak and Daxter, and I completely and utterly agree with him.
That was, like, the thumbnail, even, I think.
Mm-hmm. Like, Jak and Daxter seriously deserves to, like, be revived in some way.
Sly Cooper, I know some people weren't a big fan of Thieves in Time. I haven't played it yet, but...
This is a fake door.
I would like more Sly Cooper games.
I would like Sly Cooper as well. If anything, to continue on to the story of Thieves in Time. I'll admit, like, I really, really like Thieves in Time, but after talking with, like, certain individuals, hi Joe, I will admit that a lot of the plot of Thieves in Time was a little undercooked.
I can see how maybe there's not the same kind of quality, or how the quality's not put in the same places, because...
Okay, if I recall correctly, when a room is blue, that means there's still something there. I believe.
Does it? Or does it mean that there's not still something there, that the lights are on?
Someone in the comments correct that for us. But yeah, like right now off the top of my head, I would like to see Jak and Daxter.
I think you have the key to that door.
I do. Yeah, I might as well go ahead in there. Because in here is one of the ghosts that gave me the biggest trouble as a kid. If only because I didn't know what I had to do for him. But anyway, other dead franchises that I would like to see revived.
Supposedly they're making Pikmin 4. I'm waiting.
Pikmin is still, like...
It's not considered...
That didn't hit
It's not
me.
considered dead because Miyamoto has said before that they're working on another one. And there was that spin-off game.
Yeah. Alright, so this big lug over here.
I think his name is Mr. Lumps or something like that.
Might be. Let's see his heart real quick. No one can see me in this darkness. No one, no one, no one, no one. Sorry.
So you need it to be light.
There we go. And now we can see him. So, what ends up happening here is that I gotta vacuum up that... whatever it is. Is that quiche?
Cheese?
Casserole?
Slop? Jello?
Well, whatever it is, he's going to town on it. Let's go ahead and get rid of it.
That cannot be good for the vacuum. Oh yeah, maybe get the tablecloth off first so it's out of the way. Yeah, and these darn waiters come and replenish it. This reminds me a little bit of Gordo from Skies of Arcadia.
Oh yeah.
It's like him and his waiters. Maybe angle up a little.
Okay, now I gotta go in this other direction. There we go.
A lot of people are saying they want another F-Zero game. I would like another F-Zero game too, but I'm not, like, crazy for wanting... Like, I'm not dying for another one. There's a fast racing Neo games are pretty good, and they basically fill the same kind of void.
Oh, he's breathing hard and... Ah, nuts.
So now that you take damage, that's gonna, like, hurt the reward that you get, right?
I gotta be at above, like... Okay, I gotta do something.
Well, turn your flashlight off and then make sure that you, like, blast him with it when he's...
Let me see if I can do something by turning on these candles. You know what? I started... Oh, there you go. Oh, no! No, no, no!
Okay, the blue ghost was your super valuable. Chasing blue ghost, getting fire spat at you. So how are you supposed to catch up to that?
You're supposed to cut him off.
It's a lot harder when there's a big guy in the middle.
Oh, come on. This isn't working.
This is not your day, man.
I'm gonna wait till he tires out. Ugh, dang it. Because I want to catch him before...
Before the lights turn on when he defeats the
Yeah.
boss.
Ah, dang it! See, I need to be close to him in order to flash him to stun him for a long time.
Yeah, it's too bad we didn't see this guy before we activated the boss fight.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Got him!
I'm really glad you didn't get hit by a fireball during that. Alright, Emerald get.
Alright. There it is.
And should be coming soon. I'd stay on the other side of the table from him. Gives you more room to dodge. Alright, nice job.
Don't praise me just yet.
Not to jinx it, but you're usually pretty good at winning these struggles here.
Okay!
So,
Sheesh!
so not as many pearls, but we did get the emerald.
I guess that makes up for it. Still, that was way more complicated than it needed to be. And look at that, we get a diamond. Okay, what other Dead franchises are there? Going back to that question. And yes, guys, I know you're going to say in the comments I suck at this game.
I mean, you're out of practice.
I am out of practice.
When's the last time you played Luigi's Mansion? Not counting
it has been a while,
and
admittedly.
it's been a few weeks since we recorded the last episode, too.
So I'm a little out of touch, like, currently. Oh, yeah, there's a boo in here.
Well, I'm going to go on to another question, because I think we got our main answer to that one. We want more Jak and Daxter. And more
Absolutely.
Sly. Wolf Rider asks if we've ever read the Legend of Zelda manga.
I have, actually. Not all of them, but I have read a lot of them.
I read a little bit of the Ocarina of Time one, and I liked it. There's... I like it okay. I don't really consider that stuff to be, like, canon to the main series.
It's not exactly canon, but, like, I like it because it provides a new insight on, like, the story that we know and love, you know what I mean?
It gives a chance to, like, expand on certain things that the game didn't really take time to cover.
Mm-hmm. And it kind of gives you a perspective on Link himself, like, kind of what he's thinking, as opposed to, like, I know he has dialogue, but
Yeah.
it's a cool thing to witness. I've specifically read most, if not all, of the Ocarina of Time manga. I've read the Majora's Mask manga as well. No surprises there, honestly. I've read some of the Twilight Princess one, and that's about the extent. Oh yeah, and I've read a very, very little of the, what's it called? The Oracle and the Link's Awakening one. Because there's a manga for every single one of the games.
Yeah.
It's actually really astonishing, to be honest. And the artist is great. Like,
I really like the art.
The manga looks beautiful.
Every time I see those at a store, I think about picking them up, but I never do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it would be nice to just have them, admittedly, but I never got around to it. Okay, health. I need this.
I remember really liking how they did Volvagia in the Ocarina of Time one, because they actually, like, gave it a backstory.
Mm-hmm.
Or it was like Link met Volvagia.
Wow, I
when
cannot
he was
believe
a
I missed
kid.
that.
Well, you also had to dodge pots and pans. Alright, I'm going to go to another one then. This is a question from Magus Andrus. How you doing, Andrus? Who asks, what has been a D&D race class combo that you have had the most fun and insane moments with?
D&D class and race combo?
Yeah. Which I guess just is what is a character that you've had a lot of fun with.
Yeah. I mean, I've mentioned before how, like, those who follow me on Twitter, you know about Locke, who is, like, this half-elf, like, werewolf, who is also a ranger type. Skirmisher, specifically.
I thought he was full elf.
No, he is a half-elf, actually.
Oh, okay.
The thing is, like, I'm not very interesting when it comes to races. Like, everyone will tell you I actually really like playing humans. Oh. Again.
Another blue ghost.
Yeah, if I can just time it right.
Oh.
Oof. He didn't disappear. He didn't disappear. You need to wait till he's at ground level.
I guess the real trick is once you start doing damage to him, you need to get him all in one shot.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you damage him and he breaks free, he's going to leave. This is ridiculous. Well, one I'll give.
Yeah, you go ahead and carry this, because, like, I'm busy.
Thinking of my characters, I played my first character was Festi, who was a gnome bard. I had Rumor, who was a human monk. I had Oberon, who is a human druid. The most interesting combo I think I've ever done is Brutus, who is an Oread...
I was thinking the Oread Gunslinger,
Oread Gunslinger, because you usually build gunslingers to be, like, really fast and dodgy so that they could do, like, all the dodge rolls and stuff like that and jumping behind cover. But Oreads are earth-based people, and I made him really big and heavy and in heavy armor. And instead of, like, handguns and doing crazy trick shots with handguns, he had a rifle. And he was basically like a walking...
artillery unit.
Yeah, he was a walking artillery unit. He had really good range because I put a distance enchantment on the rifle. And then I just kept putting more and more magic on this one rifle, so he was, like, blasting sandworms.
This is riveting gameplay!
Yeah.
Maybe I need to... Okay, I'm gonna angle up, see if I can get him that way.
Okay.
Close.
I mean, I think you can afford to make more shots, because it's not like he's gonna run if you miss.
Well, no, he will.
If you don't even hit him? I guess if you hit him with the light and then you don't follow up.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised he didn't disappear the first time.
Yeah, Oscar usually plays either, like, humans or elves.
Mm-hmm. God!
Oh.
Well, there's all that time wasted.
Yeah, remember you had your human monk who was Jesus.
Yeah.
And Jesus got really cool, but with you it's rarely because of, like, the combination that you pick.
Mm-hmm.
Locke was interesting because he was also a werewolf. And Jesus was interesting because he was a monk, but he also got, like, cool lightning powers far way down the line.
Alright, there's the water medallion.
Hey now, Luigi. Now, what have you stumbled across? Oh, this time it's a water element medal.
Is that what it is?
Now you can use the water element. My research shows that these particular elemental ghosts leave their watery dwellings whenever you approach. You know the drill, vacuum them up.
As usual.
Use the L button to expel them once they've vacuumed. If you press the L button all the way in, you can shoot out a big ball of water.
That's new.
I hear there are some ghosts who can be defeated only with water, actually. Also, remember that the water has purifying properties, so use it well. Don't get too caught up with your new squirt gun, Luigi. This isn't Super Luigi Sunshine.
There we go. Okay, so with this newfound power, we can do this.
There's also a boo in here.
Yeah, there is a boon here, and I believe it's here. Yep.
Booligan. You booligan.
Got him.
Very good.
Alright, so, but yeah, like, another one, like, I did a human magus, but, like, the combination is not what the interesting thing was. The common thing is that you and I kind of worked together to make it a sort of, like, blood mage.
Yeah.
Which, in my opinion, is fun. Is there a secret thing if we, like, heat this thing up with fire?
Huh. I don't know, that's a good question.
I'm gonna find some fire.
Next time we have fire, we'll have to come back and try that.
Well, fire is easy to find. It's right in here.
Oh, right. Also, now that we have water, you can go and water the plants, which is a really good way to make money.
Should I do that?
You can. You should probably see...
Hey! I knew it!
I was just about to say I don't think it's doing anything, and then the ruby popped out.
Actually, yeah, watering the plants actually does, is important to do early because of the fact that, they start growing more and more. Or, the only way to get them to grow is to water them after every subsequent boss fight.
Okay.
Like, major boss fights. So it is important that we go ahead and do that right now.
Okay. And where are those? Do you remember where?
I remember one's up in the balcony where the toad is.
Okay.
I guess it'll be something we're gonna have to. They're usually outside. I will say that much.
Okay. You want me to hit another question while we're going?
Yeah. Like, unfortunately, I don't really have any interesting, quote unquote, less interesting, more unique. D&D race and class combinations. Like
I never usually interesting. We just don't necessarily go for the weird.
I never made an ogre rogue. I never made like a tiefling bishop or anything like that. I'm a very simple guy when it comes to D&D, admittedly.
I have a concept for a character who is a lizard folk ronin. So that's a weird combo.
There we go.
I only use it for one shot, actually, but I just remembered one of the dumbest ideas I ever did. Okay, so halflings, who are basically hobbits, for those of you who don't know. I did a character that was actually 2 halflings in a trench coat.
Oh, yeah, I remember this!
Their names were Krantz and Stern. One of them was a halfling fighter, and the other one was a halfling rogue.
Uh-huh.
Now, since the party was at, like, level 6, I think, to balance it out, because I had 2 characters, they had to each be level 3, and they sucked. The character wasn't very good, actually,
Yeah.
but it was funny.
I wouldn't call that balanced.
So, the way it worked was, Stern was on the bottom, and he was a strength-based halfling rogue, which means he gets sneak attack, so he could suddenly, like, stab through the coat, and people wouldn't expect it, and he'd get a sneak attack. And then the fighter had 2 weapon fighting, and he had 2 long swords that, like, since his arms were short, he had these, like, big floppy sleeves, but if he was holding the swords, then just, like, the blades were coming out of the sleeves. It came out a lot like Zant, actually. The way he fought was kind of like how Zant fights.
Really?
Yeah, with just, like, the 2 blades and, like, kind of flailing all around. But yeah, sometime I want to try my Lizard Folk Ronin, and I have a character who's a skeleton, and I haven't decided what class I want him to be, either just a fighter or a paladin.
Alright, so guys in the comments, there's something you can do with that pirate ship, but I don't know what it is. Someone let me know.
Pirate ship?
The ship in a bottle.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I need to go get some more water. But yeah, okay, so next question?
This one comes from Connor Freeman, who asks, from each console starting with the NES up through the Wii U, what Nintendo game would you like an HD remaster for on a modern console?
Boy. Okay, so that I think that question is going to take up the rest of the episode.
AKA the Switch.
Alright, so... Well, first I gotta find some water, but that should be... Okay, you're gonna have to help me with this one.
Yeah,
so,
sure.
What game...
So
what game from each of the... Yeah, let's start from the NES.
A Nintendo game on the NES that we would like...
A remaster for the Switch.
Yeah, remaster or remake. Zelda 2.
The Adventure of Link.
Yes.
That's a really good answer.
Because I really like Zelda 2, actually.
I like it too, frankly.
It's weird and different, but I really like it. But there are problems with it that I think a remake could fix.
Hi, Death Mountain. Didn't miss you.
I don't think Death Mountain's that hard. It's a little bit of a difficulty spike, but once you know what you're doing,
well, that's the main thing.
That's
the main thing. It's not that it's necessarily difficult. The spike is what the problem is.
It's a little bit of a spike, but I don't think
it's not just a spike. It's a grind. Like it's one of those things where you're not entirely sure where you're supposed to go, and the longer you stay in there, the more it depletes your resources. But to the point where it's less about the difficulty of it. It's more how long can you go.
I mean, Death Mountain pales in comparison to the Great Palace at the end. The Great Palace is actually kind of bull. How much of a difficulty spike it is at the end.
Well, again, like, I can forgive the Great Palace because it's the end of the game, and at least you spawn at the Great Palace after you die.
See, but to me, that just seems to me like the designers admitting that they made it too hard, because they're like, oh man, this is impossible. Well, let's just make it so that you spawn here.
Fair enough.
Like, if the game is slowly going from difficulty, like, 1 to, like, 4, and then you get to Death Mountain, which is like a 6, and then it goes back down to, like, 5, 6, and then you get to the Great Palace, and it's like a 10.
Okay, I guess I can get that.
That would be my difficulty curve of that game.
Is this one able to be watered?
I don't know if it makes it better or worse, because I've played Zelda 2 a lot.
Okay, no.
So maybe I just, like, know the game too well that difficulty spike doesn't bother me as much in the middle, but...
I suppose. For me, personally, I would like to see a remaster... Okay, this door is locked. I would like to see a remaster of Ninja Gaiden.
Oh, okay.
Like the first NES Ninja Gaiden. If only because that game is balls hard for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, it's... A lot of it is really just the hardware can't keep... Like, the respawning enemies is, I don't think, intentional.
It might not be. That being said, like, the
And
game
if it
is...
is intentional, then
the game is still nice. The game is still good. Like, it's a very solid platformer, like... Compare it to... It's basically Castlevania, but with ninjas. Like,
Yeah, okay.
let's be honest. So yeah, that would be my choice. I would like to see a remake of Ninja Gaiden. SNES.
See, Super Nintendo, I feel like, especially for the stuff by Nintendo, is, like, pretty solid all around the board. I don't know, you got Super Metroid, you got Link to the Past, you got Mario World, you got Yoshi's Island, you got the Donkey Kong Country games.
Yeah, there's a lot that you can choose from the SNES.
ActRaiser?
ActRaiser?
ActRaiser, yeah.
ActRaiser, really?
Yeah.
Huh. That would not have been my choice.
At least, like, a re-release on the Switch would be cool. I don't know, that's what's coming to mind for me.
Let's see.
Secret of Mana keeps getting remade, and I feel like it never really gets any better.
Unfortunately, like, kudos to anyone who's a Secret of Mana fan, but let's be honest for a moment. That game is kind of messy. There's a boo in here.
There used to be a lot of boos in here.
Yeah. I'll take the opportunity.
Yeah, I think my pick would be ActRaiser. Or maybe, like, one of those games that wasn't released in America, like Terranigma or something like that. Like, one of those really good RPGs that were Japan only. Oh. I tricked you. I think this is going to be like a boo bomb.
Yeah, it probably is, but I just want to despawn it so I don't have to deal with it later. Okay, it's probably in the hallway.
Yeah.
For the SNES, I should be able to catch it here.
Okay, I'm going to say Terranigma so that Americans can get Terranigma.
Gotcha. Oh man, there's so many games on the SNES that I would like to see personally.
F-Zero, Earthbound, all the Kirby games, Kirby's Dream Land 3, Kirby Superstar.
Yeah, but those games also got remade eventually.
Superstar did.
Sorry, just trying to see where else I can go. I'm looking for plants to water at this point. Get out of here.
I didn't realize that, like, every plant could be watered. I thought it was just, like, that one certain kind of them.
Well, yes and no.
Some can, some can't.
The ones on... It's kind of random, but the ones on, like, cupboards or, like, tables I'm noticing probably can't be. The ones on the floor can.
Okay.
Mostly, from what I am gathering. Alright, doesn't look like I'm going to be finding anything else, so I'm going to continue. SNES. Get out of here. The one game for the SNES that I can think of that I would like to be see remade. I don't want to say Super Mario World because that game is kind of perfect already.
Yeah, that's pretty solid.
It's a very very solid game.
And now with Super Mario Maker, you can make Super Mario World levels however you want.
Exactly. Oh, I didn't know you could get damage from that door. I'm just sucking today.
Yeah, that's what you do in this game. That's what the vacuum's for.
Shut it! Okay, right here. This thing is what we need to water.
Yes. Yeah, it's hard to think of... I think a lot of the games on Super Nintendo just, like, have kind of... They kind of got it down pat. You know what? Actually, if it was just, like, an HD remake of the Donkey Kong Country games, like, if you can kind of preserve the charm and how they look and feel, but make them, like, look a little bit cleaner on the Switch, the Donkey Kong Country trilogy would be really cool. Oscar's got his game face on. Okay, on the Nintendo 64, Well, Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask have gotten remakes on the 3DS. So I'd kind of like if they made Switch versions of those, just because... For that matter, also, they did the HD remakes of Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, so it kind of feels like there should be HD versions of Ocarina and Majora. And if they were all on the Switch, just so that like you could have them all in the same place, that would be really cool.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Actually, just like, why doesn't Switch have a full Virtual Console yet? That's the real problem. There's so many games that people want to play. Nintendo could make, like, all the money.
Here lies Mr. Bones. Quiet. Trying to think. You know what? No, they did that already and it sucked. I was gonna say Yoshi's Island, but then they made Yoshi's New Island and it kinda...
Yeah, but if they just remade Yoshi's Island in HD, it might... Like, don't change it at all, just, like, clean up the visuals a little bit.
Yeah, I can agree with
Yoshi's
that.
Island, I love the coloring of it so much. I would really just want a port.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a Yoshi's Island port for the Switch, to be honest.
Anything you can port to the Switch is good by me. The Switch can use as many ports as you want to give it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, N64, though.
N64, oh geez, I can already tell you which one I would like to see.
Yeah?
Kirby 64, the Crystal Shards.
Oh, interesting.
I would love to see that copyability combination mechanic be done in HD. I would love to see that.
Yeah, and it's a great game, but you could do more with it.
Absolutely.
And when they remake Kirby games, that's usually exactly what they do. Like Kirby Superstar Ultra or Nightmare in Dreamland, they always just like add so much to it whenever they do a Kirby remake.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, I would love to see Kirby 64. That's my choice. Okay, I want to replenish at full health because I know what's coming up. This is going to be a bit of a long one, guys, but bear with us.
There's a lot of good lost games on the GameCube, like Eternal Darkness, or, I mean, obviously we want our Skies of Arcadia HD remake, but...
Let's see if I can get these guys in, like,
So, fun fact, this was actually... It might seem surprising that they had, like, human skeletons for this part and not dry bones. But this was during a time where dry bones hadn't actually been in a game for years and years. It wouldn't be until,
Strikers, right?
Mario Superstar Baseball
oh, yeah, that's
was
right.
the thing that, like, brought back dry bones. Because besides that, he wasn't in anything except, like, the Game Boy Advance remakes of the older games. And then he was in, yeah, Mario Superstar Baseball and Mario Strikers and Mario Kart DS, and Dry Bones kind of became more of a thing again.
Honestly, I'm thankful for that because I thought Dry Bones was amazing in Strikers.
Yeah, I really like Dry Bones.
Alright, looks like I'm going into this battle with 95 health.
Could be worse.
Okay, straight up, before we move on,
Yeah.
this boss freaked me out.
Did it now.
This music particularly is because of it. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Bogmire.
What even is this thing?
I have no idea, and that's why it freaks me out.
Like, the rest of them are, like, members of this family. You got, like, a mom and a dad and a baby and a butler and a fat uncle. But this is just, like, weird Shadow Man. That you can, like, suck up into another shadow. There's a fan theory I like a lot of, you remember Bouldergeist?
I do remember Bouldergeist.
That, Bouldergeist is basically like one of these kinds of things, just covered in rocks.
Ah!
Or, I don't know, there's more to that theory than that. That's the, like, TLDR version of that theory.
Right.
You have to shoot him at himself.
Missed.
So it's the one that has color.
Yeah.
That's the quote-unquote real one.
Okay, I'm gonna get a bigger shot here.
I'll let you think about the.
Well, what's the next one? Because I can answer questions while this is going on. Or like, what's the next console?
GameCube.
Ah, yes, GameCube. Oh, I can tell you this one already too.
Yeah.
Kirby Air Ride.
A lot of Kirby, but yeah, Air Ride's a pretty great game.
Frankly, Kirby needs Kirby, like, I know he doesn't really need to get more attention, quote unquote, but I noticed that a lot of his spin-off, or like more like interesting, like black sheep type of games need a little more love. Like, I love the current Kirby formula for all it's worth and everything, but I really do like it when Kirby goes off the grid a little bit. You know what I mean?
As much as I liked Star Allies, it is starting to feel like Kirby needs like a new like jolt of life. Like they've gone about as far with this version of the formula as they can go.
I keep missing
with the like Return to Dreamland engine.
Yeah, I love Return to Dreamland, but yeah, I think we could use a little more. Oh, jeez.
The next Kirby game is gonna have to do something kind of big and different, I think.
Exactly. And after the GameCube, there's not much else, is there? Like, there is the Wii.
Yeah, so,
it just doesn't help that the Wii was, like, home to a lot of, like, shovelware.
There's a lot of... Well, there's also just a lot of games that only work on, like, with a Wiimote. Like, would be hard to adapt into anything else.
Mm-hmm.
But...
I mean, you can still do that, technically, with, like, the Joy-Cons, all things considered.
Yeah, it would just take some work, because the way the Wii Remote works is very different from the way a Joy-Con works. But, you know, I'd like to see, like Punch-Out Wii, or... oh man, not that it needs any improvements, but Super Mario Galaxy in HD would be amazing.
That would be nice to see, actually, yeah. And you can do the whole spin thing with the Joy-Cons, too.
Yeah, that would be pretty easy to implement.
Or just put it to a button.
Yeah. A lot of people wanted it to be a button anyway.
Okay, so I'm noticing something about Bogmire's AI that's actually really interesting.
Yeah.
He tends to lure me towards, yeah, like that. He tends to lure me towards the shadows.
Also, Skyward Sword, just because the other 3D Zeldas have HD remakes, it'd be nice to have an HD Skyward Sword.
I guess.
Just get HD versions of all the...
I think it's a little too soon for Skyward Sword, in my opinion, but that's just me.
Well, and also there, you know, I'm not a hater on Skyward Sword, but there are things
that could totally be improved.
Yeah.
Put an actual boss in the volcano, please.
I know.
Please.
I like fighting Girahim, but he takes the place of 2 dungeon bosses, and that's just, it doesn't feel right.
Like, the first time is fine, but the other 2 times, no. Like, make him like an afterthought boss, or like an after boss or something like that, you know what I mean? Finally!
Also make a way to turn off Fi.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, it's great if there's some newer players who, like, need that advice, that's great. Let me toggle her off.
Phew!
Alright, green key.
That was tough. It might just because I'm out of practice, but goodness.
Last one on the Wii U, get either Wonderful 101 or Pikmin 3 ported over to the Switch, because you've ported everything else from the Wii U to the Switch, so...
Yeah, you might as well. For me personally, if we're talking from the Wii U, frick. After this, let me think about it.
Luigi, can you hear me?
Sort of.
Good to hear you're still okay. I lost your signal when that lightning struck. That was some battle you had there. Why don't you come on back to the lab? What? You think the lightning damaged the Poltergust 3000?
Something like that.
Don't worry about it. Even if that lightning had cooked your goose, your Poltergust 3000 wouldn't even have a scratch!
Nice to know you're looking after me. A lot of people in the comments said that they like my Luigi voice, so I'm just gonna go with it.
That's a very good Luigi impression.
Thank you.
A vacuum full of ghosts there. What do you say? So I guess he's like increasing the capacity of the Poltergust every time, because he said it was full last time and there were only 3 portrait ghosts in it. Now there's like 8.
Well, there's a difference between the portrait ghost and the boss ghost.
Oh yeah, the boss ghost.
Yeah, the boss ghost was Chauncey in the last time. In this case, it's Bogmire.
Right. Okay, that makes sense, I guess. That makes sense in a hand wave sort of way.
Kinda.
All right, so we're re-portrifying.
reportrificationizing.
Yeah. I feel like Professor Egad and Professor Doofenshmirtz could collaborate on a pretty good invention.
Probably.
Was it Professor or Dr. Doofenshmirtz?
Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
Dr. Doofenshmirtz. I didn't watch a lot of Phineas and Ferb.
I like Phineas and Ferb a lot, frankly. It was a fun cartoon. Alright, I didn't do nearly as well as I did before with these, but you know what? I'm out of practice, but at least I'm finding more of the secrets. Sort of.
Yeah, we're here to have fun.
Mr. Lugs, the Floating Whirlindas, Melody Pianissima, Shivers, Spooky, and Bogmire. Yeah, all the ghosts from this area.
Those look like mostly gold portraits, except for Bogmire. And I forget how much is like a lot of money in this game, but...
I don't exactly remember either.
Alright.
And as for my Wii U answer, as we were just getting at... You know what? No, never mind. All the ones that I can think of the Wii U, because I thought, like, Hyrule Warriors. Oh, wait, they did that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Splatoon, they immediately made a Splatoon 2.
Yeah, which Splatoon 2 is great.
Yeah. New Super Mario Brothers U, that got ported over.
Yeah, I think we're good on that.
Yeah.
Alright then, so... Thank you guys for joining us for this rather grueling episode of Let's Play Luigi's Mansion. I promise to do better next time,
We'll
guys.
get better.
We'll get better. I'm the Green Scorpion.
I'm the Comic Foil.
And keep those questions coming, everybody. Thank you for joining us.
That was rough.
That was very rough. Not like those gems.
Yeah, they're nice and smooth.
I've been hanging around you and Amber way too much. I'm trying to come up with jokes, but I just can't.
Takes practice, man.
Uh-huh. Apparently there's an art to it.